Ladies and gentlemen, Berdel Warrior here. We go higher mindset marketing. Hope you guys are having a super day. Look at it. Today is already January 10th. Can you believe time is going by? Time is just moving and moving and moving. Let me try to get my camera here situated so I don't have to be moving around. Got this. Here we go. Is that better? I think that's better. Okay, so if you think about my 50% that I have on there, I have 50%, 50%, 50%. So as I was looking through what my topic should be this morning, I thought about, I was going through one of my book. I have some American Leaders Business, and they're the leaders in having a successful business. So this is what Brian Tracy stated. He said the average person work at 50% or less of their potential. Okay, so your job is to unleash that extra 50%. So that's where I get the 50%. I almost thought about maybe 50-50, right? Thought about that, 50-50. But if you think about, our job is to work on the extra 50%, right? So if you're at 50%, we need to get to, if you're using your potential at 50%, we need to, according to Brian Tracy, to get, our job is to find the extra 50%. And so what I found for me, the best place to get that extra 50%, wouldn't you think that would be the Bible, right? The Bible. So if we think about what God wants it for our lives, right? Think about practicing trusting. He says, trusting me daily. How can we trust God daily? So if we're thinking about increasing that extra 50% that we are not using, right? Isn't that a better way? Hey, Deborah, thank you for watching. So isn't it a better way to use our Bible? Go back to the Bible. What does it say? If you are looking for a love story, go to the Bible. If you're looking for a better relationship with your family, go to the Bible. If you want to have a successful business, right, go to the Bible. Now, if you want to have, a lot of drama, you could also find that in the Bible. Isn't that amazing, right? You got family issue, you got a marital issue, and on and on and on. So whatever it is you need, you can always find it in the Bible, right? So when I go to the Bible, I'm looking for something that will lift me up. But it is also good to look and see what the other Bible prophet has done, right? Some of them have followed the Lord all through their life, and some of them started and then they stopped and then they never return, right? So Igor, hey, thank you for stopping by. Jay, thank you for stopping by. So when you think about using that extra 50%, why don't we just go back to the Bible, see what God says about it, right? So if we think about practicing time, spending time with Him, building our trust that whatever we need or whatever shortage we have in our lives, we can go to Him, right? So if we practice that and relying on Him with the small things, say for instance, maybe you want a cup of tea, right? Ask Him, right? Start with the small stuff, and then you go ahead and you increase your faith. It's not that God doesn't want to give us the big stuff, but I think it's because we ourselves, our faith is so small, right? Our faith is so small. So that's what I'm saying. Start with the small stuff. Start with the small stuff, and then we continue to increase and ask Him for the big stuff. Because if you see Him answering your prayer with the small stuff, right? You get so excited and say, oh, boy, I can ask God for bigger things, right? Isn't that awesome? So as we spend our private time with Him, because I'm going to a process of declare and decree. This process is a warfare, getting my mind ready for the day's battle, right? If you think about it, it's a spiritual warfare. Some people look around and see, well, everything is going fine, this happening, and but they're not realizing there's a spiritual, you're always under a spiritual attack. There's a spiritual warfare that we are under. And if you are not experiencing that, then you need to check and see what side you on, right? Figure out what side you're on. Because if we are believers, we are going through some stuff. Thinking about that. Think about that. So when we think about the 50%, to increase the 50%, go to the Bible. Go to the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the Bible. So whenever I am afraid, okay, what do I need to do? I need to trust more. I need to trust him more. Not in myself, because I can do nothing unless I go to him, right? So trust him more, right? Hey, Yvette, so I need to trust him more. Trusting more. And the more we depend on God, like I said, start with the small stuff, the more our faith increase. We get stronger and stronger because we have looked back and we say, oh, look where God has brought me from, right? Like today is the 10th of January. And when you look back at 217, where were you at 217 in January, right? You came a mighty long way. Look at all the stuff that God has brought you through. But if you think about it, God is calling a special group of people to stand, to make a stand for him, whether or not we are maybe struggling in our businesses, or maybe we probably have an idea. It's like, is this what I'm supposed to do? I feel, God is calling me to a higher ground, right? So if that is you, ladies and gentlemen, give me a call. God is calling and he's looking for a special group of people that is willing to do what he wants them to do. Does that make sense? It's like daily, moment by moment. It's moment by moment now. We need to just surrender what I want to do and then realize, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do today? Who do you want me to talk to today, right? And sometimes every day is different. I'm telling you, every day is different when I depend on God, because he's giving me something new, something exciting each day. And sometimes some days I just cry because I see that there's some stuff that I need to get rid of. There's some stuff that I need to surrender. And I believe that's probably one of the hardest things for me is sometimes to surrender, to just surrender your will to him. And then as we continue trying to reach for that extra 50%, but God wants all of us, right? He wants the whole 100% of us. And it's not because you could say, I am perfect. He wants to use that empty, imperfect vessel, right? So others can see him working through us, right? And then we could give a testimony, right? Give a testimony of how good he is to us. So whenever we think about moving up, going higher, God is calling a group of people to go higher. Go higher, warriors, to go higher, warriors. Go higher, using your gift, talents, and ability to reach others for the kingdom. And it's a special calling that he has on people's lives. So if you are that particular individual, feel free to text me or give me a call. I'll be more than happy to share some of the information that I'm using to hear the calling of God on my life. Okay, so if that is you, just give me a call, like I stated. And so if you look at Psalms 56 verses 3-4, it states, whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. Who is you? I'm going to trust in God. And verses 4 says, in God, I will praise his words. In God, I have my trust. I will not fear. What can the flesh do to me? So when you think about, maybe your friend they don't understand, they're not going to understand. God has called you to a higher level. So it's not for anybody else to understand. It's for you to understand. Maybe you don't know all of the steps, right? But for you to take the first step. Take the first step. That's all he's asking you. Take the first step and trust. Trust in him, and he will take you through. So ladies and gentlemen, if God has called you to a higher level, to go higher, warriors, why don't you just go ahead and answer the call that he has on your life. And if that is you, like I state, just give me a call, text me. If you need special prayer, just give me a call, ladies and gentlemen. So this is Berdel, warrior with Go Higher Warriors. Until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, have a super awesome day. Talk to you guys soon.